What if the end of the world didn't come with explosions or monsters, but with a kiss? Pluribus Episode 1 opens with a mysterious message from deep space and ends with the total collapse of human individuality. From alien RNA sequences to hive mind zombies, Vince Gilligan's new sci-fi thriller might just be the most haunting story about connection ever told. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. In this video, we're breaking down Pluribus Episode 1, the signal, the infection, the shocking death, and the mind-bending ending that changes what it means to be human forever.
What the fuck is happening?
The Signal from the Stars. The episode opens with a group of astronomers at the Goldstone Deep Space Communications Complex. They're busy analyzing a strange extraterrestrial microwave signal that's being transmitted every 78 seconds. At first glance, it looks like a string of coded pulses, something that might hide a message from another civilization. But soon, one of the scientists realizes it's not just a random pattern, it's a molecular sequence. The signal, when decoded, turns out to be RNA, the kind of code that builds life, and that discovery sets everything in motion. The team decides to convert this RNA sequence into DNA using reverse transcriptase, a real-world enzyme that can turn RNA into DNA. Once that's done, they inject the DNA into lab rats to study its effects. At that very moment, a countdown appears on screen. 71 days, 13 hours, and 21 minutes remaining. Something is coming, and this timer represents humanity's final days before whatever that something is arrives. The decision to inject the alien DNA into animals feels like an echo of classic sci-fi hubris. Scientists trying to understand the unknown only to invite disaster. What they don't realize is that by doing this, they've already triggered the end of human independence.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? All of them kind of parallel like that.
Carol and Helen, the calm before the storm. Meanwhile, far away from the labs and petri dishes, the story introduces us to Carol, a novelist played by Rhea Seehorn, and her partner and manager, Helen. Carol is in Dallas, attending a book reading and signing session. She's charming with her fans, taking pictures and signing copies, but the moment she steps away, the facade drops. Carol clearly has a complicated relationship with her own fame. This scene feels deeply personal, almost like Vince Gilligan reflecting on his own experience dealing with fame and fan expectations after Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Carol's cynicism, hidden behind a professional smile, reveals the kind of creative exhaustion that mirrors the world's moral fatigue in the episode. After the event, Carol and Helen hop in their Uber, heading back to their hotel. On the surface, their life looks calm and normal, a loving couple navigating success. But underneath that normalcy, the world has already started to unravel.
Come on, Jen, come on. Jen, you alright?
The infection begins. The countdown jumps forward to 29 days before 0 hour. We're now inside the U.S. Army Medical Research Institute of Infectious Diseases in Maryland, where two scientists, Jen and Dee, are studying that same alien RNA sequence. Their research isn't going well. They've gotten no results and are preparing to kill all their test mice to start fresh. But one mouse doesn't die. Jen finds it motionless at first, but when she inspects it closely, its heart is still beating. Before she can react, it suddenly springs to life and bites her hand. The bite breaks through her gloves, drawing blood, and that's the beginning of the end.
Jen disinfects the wound, but the infection spreads faster than anyone could imagine. She starts convulsing violently. Dee tries to help her, but within seconds, Jen's no longer Jen. Something has taken over. When she kisses Mel, the receptionist, she passes it to him. Dee, now infected too, kisses another worker. The virus spreads through saliva, through intimacy, through connection, transforming every kiss into an act of infection. Within minutes, the entire facility becomes ground zero for a new kind of pandemic. The infected begin filling petri dishes with their saliva, trying to replicate and spread this new biological code. The camera lingers on one disturbing image, Jen licking a tray of communal donuts. It's grotesque and brilliant, a perfect metaphor for how human carelessness and sharing can lead to disaster.
He's absolutely got a heartbeat.
Strong ones, just bam, bam, bam.
The countdown nears zero. The scene cuts again. 3 hours, 6 minutes, and 37 seconds remain. Carol and Helen arrive home in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and right away, the setting raises eyebrows. Albuquerque is, of course, the iconic city where Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul took place. But no, Pluribus isn't connected to that universe. Rhea Seehorn might be here, but she's not Kim Wexler. She's Carol, a completely different character. The Albuquerque setting is likely just Gilligan paying tribute to his creative roots and maybe enjoying those sweet New Mexico filming incentives. Once home, Carol rearranges her book display, a nice detail showing her vanity and insecurity. Then she and Helen hit a bar. Carol drinks, Helen stays sober, since the self-driving rental car won't operate if the driver fails a breathalyzer test. While they chat about Carol's next project, the bar's TV flashes breaking news about airports shutting down. Nobody notices. Humanity, as usual, ignores the warning signs of its own doom.
The last time you got locked out, you put a spare key in.
Chaos erupts. Outside the bar, the world starts to come apart. Planes fly in eerie, perfect formations overhead, an unnatural precision hinting at coordination beyond human control. A drunk customer crashes his truck into another car and collapses. Carol rushes to help, while Helen stays behind. When Carol calls out for Helen, she sees her partner collapse suddenly, her body going limp as if her strings have been cut. She runs to her, but her phone shatters on the ground. She dashes back into the bar for help, and what she finds is pure horror. Everyone inside is convulsing, twitching violently. The bartender, the customers, everyone. Whatever started in Maryland has reached Albuquerque. Carol grabs a phone from the convulsing bartender, but there's no connection. Emergency lines are dead. She realizes she has to drive Helen to a hospital herself, but there's one problem. She drank. The self-driving rental car refuses to start because she can't pass the breathalyzer test. So she hijacks the unconscious man's pickup truck instead, loads Helen into the back, and drives into chaos. On the road, Carol passes a police car, wrecked, the officer likely dead. Then the camera pans to the horizon, showing Albuquerque engulfed in flames. Civilization is collapsing, and she's one of the last witnesses.
Figure out what makes you different.
Figure it out, why?
The death of Helen. At the hospital, Carol finds the same nightmare. Staff and patients convulsing in sync, like they're all part of one great organism. She rushes to find a stretcher, hoping to save Helen, but when she finally reaches her, Helen's gone. A simple, devastating moment. Her head injury from the earlier fall was fatal. She barely has a moment to grieve before the infected begin to rise again, their convulsions stopping. A doctor, Dr. Nugun, turns to her, and instead of speaking, he walks over and kisses her. Carol freezes, expecting to lose control like the others, but nothing happens. She's still herself. Then something even stranger occurs. Every infected person nearby turns to face her. They speak in unison, calmly saying they only want to help. It's horrifying and surreal, a perfect representation of hive mind unity replacing individuality. Carol flees, grabbing Helen's body and driving away, while the infected fill the streets, all connected, all one.
Your situation is a rare one. There appear to be 11 other...
The new world. Carol reaches her home, panic setting in. She can't find her house key, but 2 neighbor kids call out to her telling her exactly where it is. That's when it hits her. They're part of it too. The hive knows everything. Carol gets inside, locks every door and window, and turns on the TV, searching for answers. Every channel shows chaos until she lands on C-SPAN. The feed shows the White House press briefing room empty, except for one man standing silently at the podium. Then a news ticker scrolls across the bottom of the screen, and it's speaking directly to Carol. It tells her to call the number on the screen.
Kind of a psychic glue capable of binding us all together.
The truth revealed. When Carol calls, a man named Davis Taffler answers, and what he tells her changes everything. First, Helen didn't die because of the virus. She died from her head injury during the fall. But because the infection was already spreading through her, her memories were absorbed by the hive. That's how they know everything about Carol. Her habits, her fears, her relationship, her life. Second,
Carol is immune. She's the only known person who's been kissed by the infected but didn't turn. According to Tafler, there are 12 people like her in the entire world. 12 human minds left untouched in a species that's been rewritten. And third, this isn't an alien invasion in the traditional sense. The RNA signal could have come from an alien civilization or from humanity's own future. It's possible that future humans sent this genetic code backward in time as a way to fix themselves, to create a world where conflict, ego, and individuality no longer exist. Its invasion of the body snatchers meets contact, meets the world's end. The idea is chilling. A hive mind might be the next stage of evolution, the end of all war and division, but also the end of free will.
The recipe, it turns out, for a nucleotide sequence, RNA.
The hive mind explained. The hive spreads through saliva, but it likely seeded humanity in advance, perhaps through water supplies or a distributed genetic trigger, and then activated everyone simultaneously. That's why the infection seemed instantaneous worldwide. It's not perfect, though. The transformation caused chaos, deaths, and destruction. But for the hive, that's just collateral damage. What matters is that almost everyone is now connected. And the hive isn't psychic. It doesn't read thoughts in real time. Instead, it absorbs the memories of those it infects, building a kind of collective database of all human experience. That's why, even though Helen died mid-transformation, the hive still knows everything about her, and therefore, everything about Carol. Its goal now is to bring Carol and the remaining immune individuals into the fold, peacefully if possible, forcibly if necessary.
Who the fuck is us?
Us. There are no aliens.
The timer explained. The episode ends with the timer appearing again, but this time, it's not counting down, it's counting up. At the beginning of the episode, the countdown was ticking toward humanity's final moment as an independent species. Now that the hive mind has taken over, time itself has flipped. The new era has begun. The era of the collective. The upward timer symbolizes the hive's arrogance. Its certainty that nothing can undo what's been done. Humanity, as we knew it, is gone. Individual thought, emotion, creativity, all replaced by unity, peace, and obedience. But there's still a glimmer of hope. Carol is alive and immune. There are 11 others like her. And while the hive believes its reign is absolute, we know that every system, even a perfect one, has flaws.
Reading my mind?
No, absolutely not. We couldn't do that.
Our nerdy thoughts. Pluribus Episode 1 is a masterclass in slow-burn horror and existential dread. It's less about monsters and more about the terror of losing your identity, the idea that humanity's drive for connection might ultimately destroy what makes us human. The RNA message from the stars, the hive's obsession with peace through control, Carol's immunity, all point toward a larger philosophical conflict between individuality and collective survival. By the end of the episode, humanity is gone. But maybe, just maybe, Carol will prove the hive wrong. The era of the collective may have begun, but the fight for the soul of humanity has only just started.
What the fuck it isn't? You know my name. You know Helen.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.